Welcome back, guys. Karibuni sana and bienvenidos. This is Huku Abroad, guys, and thank you for being here. Thank you for always coming back. When I post a video, guys, you're watching it. It means a lot. And here, guys, being summer, it's very hot. And what I can say is that summer is not my season. It gets really hot sometimes here, and I can't enjoy it. Anyway, we really try to work with it by going to swimming and all those things. Otherwise, it's not my best season. And that said, guys, today I'm here to talk about a student visa. I promised last time that I'm going to talk about the student visa, and the reason why I wanted to talk about student visa is because it's very broad, guys. It's very broad. And if you'd like to come to Spain and study, guys, you will need to get a visa for studying. And the first thing you should do is look for an institution that is recognized by the government, and you apply. And if they accept you, they will give you an acceptance letter, and this is the letter that you use together with other documents. There is a list of documents you need for student visa, and then you go to your embassy in your country, and you'll be able to apply for a student visa, guys. And in this student visa, you'll need many other documents. Of course, the passport, a valid passport needs to be there. If you choose a course that you're going to stay here in this country for more than 6 months, they will ask you for a good conduct or police certificate. It is what is called. They will ask you for insurance. They will tell you to show proof of funds that you can be able to pay the school fees. You'll be able to you have money for upkeep here for the period you'll be here studying. And then, guys, you can go to the embassy, book for appointment, and try your luck. For student visa, I hear there are even interviews conducted. And so the most important thing would be to get an institution, and when the institution is able to give you an acceptance letter, now I think from there you can look for the other things. And it's not a very cheap way to come, because if you come in through student visa, you hear you'll need money, and money for upkeep, and money for paying school fees. But what I can say, if you can be able to speak, or you're speaking the Spanish language, it can be a bit easier for you. And if you're not, guys, you can learn the Spanish. And by the way, you can also look for programs that don't need Spanish, but I think for you to survive here, even when you're a student, you'll need to learn a bit of Spanish language. The other thing, guys, you can be able to come here as a student is through scholarships. The scholarships. And guys, I'm talking about this because my husband got a scholarship for his master's here in Europe. I've talked about it in my other video. Through Erasmus Mundus, you can go and check if you're able to get a scholarship. When you get a scholarship, it's a bit cheaper, because most of the scholarships will be able to give you an allowance. And so when you get an allowance, you can be able to pay for your house and your upkeep. And if you're lucky enough, there are some scholarships that you can get and will work as contract, and at the same time you're doing your studies. And this is the way my hubby came through here. He was able to get a contract, and at the same time he was doing his PhD here. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you about now for the student visa. Some of them, if you're not able to get an institution or a recognized institution, what you can do is that Spain, you can be able to change from a visitor visa to a student visa. You just need to look for a visitor visa, come to Spain, spend a few days or research where you can go get a good university. If you'll be able to pay, come as a visitor, go there, apply. They'll be able to turn the visitor visa to a student visa. It's very important to know that some of the countries you can do that. Yeah. And now what I wanted to talk about student visa is you can come here to study even for just language, and also you can come here to study for, they call short-term courses, like the vocational courses, but you need to look for institutions that are also recognized by the government, or they are, which are able to do that. Yeah. And now from there, what I also wanted to talk about this type of visa is, after you have gotten them, if you're coming here for masters and your PhD, after school you are given 2 years for searching for jobs. Yeah, after school you'll be able to get 2 years. If you're lucky, you'll be able to get a job, and after you get a job, guys, you'll be able to get into the system, and you can continue like that, get your permanent residency, and become a citizen. Yeah. And the reason why I wanted to talk also about this visa, you can be able to get a scholarship that I told you can be able to give you a contract. That scholarship is very good because if you get a contract here and you're able to pay for the taxes, yes, if you have a contract, you'll definitely be able to pay for the taxes. After the 2 years, or after you're done with your school, you'll be able to be paid by the government as you search for job. Yes. And also something else I forgot to tell you is that for the 2 student visa, the one from masters and now for the PhD, you will be able, also when you're given that time to look for job, if you're not able to get job, now you can be able to convert your student visa to a resident visa, because you can be able to do autonomous through this. And autonomous, guys, I told you, is where you are able to start a company or a business. Yeah, and through that you'll be able to get into the system or to the government, because when you register that company, you will definitely pay for taxes, and when you pay for your taxes, you get into the system, and also you'll be able now to extend your, like when you stay here for 5 years, yes, for 5 years you can become a permanent resident in this country. And so when you come as a okay, let me say there are some student permits that don't give you any residency. I mean, you can be a student here and legally like your legal student, but it doesn't count for the 5 years. But for this one that I'm saying, you're able to get a contract as you study. This one, they count as for permanent. I mean, if you come through this way, you have a you have a contract, you're paying for your taxes. That one counts when you're doing your permanent residency. Like they will count that you are working, and that counts to the permanent residency of this country. I'm hoping you're getting what I'm saying. Yes. What else did I tell you? Now, the other thing I need to tell you about all these other. I've told you that most of the student visas will not give you will lead to permanent residency. But if you come to Spain and you finish your school and you're not able to go back to your country, do you know you can become an irregular person here? And the best thing about Spain is that when you become an irregular person and you're able to survive here for 3 years, you can again now start getting into the system. And so after another 2 years, if you're lucky, you will be able to get to residence, to get a permanent resident. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is something that I need to tell you. Like here when we came, or when you go to a country, most of the student visas, the route to presidency is not very straight. You really need to research. You really need to join groups that can help you, because the information is not, I can say the routes are not very clear, but they are there. You need to really look, listen to other students, those groups with all the people who are here. You'll be able to know how to do them. Yes. And the only disadvantage I would talk about the student visa is you'll need to have money if you're not coming at a scholarship, and for you to survive, you'll need money. And sorry guys, I have an alarm. Yeah, you need, what did I tell you? You need, for you to survive, you'll need money. Yeah, but it can be done. Guys, I'm trying to give you ways, because when we came here, we were only coming here. Our contract was only for 3 years, and we were able to extend it to 5 years. Yeah, and so that's what I wanted to tell you about study visa. Yeah. What I was saying is that maybe some of the disadvantages would be language. If you're not able to get student program that is learning through English, you'll have to learn Spanish language, which it can be easy to some people, and yeah, to some other people is not. And a parting shot for me, through my experience, what I would say is, for the young people from Africa, very young people can be able to try this studying route, guys, because why I mean young people, because they don't have a family, they can survive in they don't need a big house to survive. They can survive in rooms. And by the way, guys, if you're not here, people are lucky if you're not looking for a family house. I mean you can be able to get accommodation for a single or a young person much easier than people who are looking for family. And then also because they are not very old, they are still young, they can be able to survive. And by the time you're done with your 5 years, guys, 8 years, you will have moved an inch. And guys, what I will tell you is that I know people don't talk about much about this country, but if you're able to get a passport for this country, the passport for this country, guys, is among the top. Yeah. And guys, that's what I had for today. And you can hear, guys, I'm giving you some tips of how you can come to this country. In fact, this country may be much easier to get in than many other countries. It is not the best, it has its own disadvantages, but if you don't have a choice or the other routes become very hard, you can think about this route. And guys, that brings me to the end of the video today. If you really liked my video, guys, I know I'm giving you something good. Please, if you've not subscribed, do so. Share, like it. By liking it, guys, it will reach to so many people and we are going to grow. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Adios.